everyone. I'm Adam Brown, and this is Shell Point Today for Thursday, June 30th. On today's show, we'll hear about a special program for those with dementia called Memories in the Making. Also, we'll learn about the Academy's Apple iPad, iPhone, Mac Clinic from Penny Modrich and Terry Kolath. But first, we'd like to remind you that it might be time for you to get a haircut. Lucky for you, the Salon and Spa on the island has a special this week where you can receive $3 off a haircut and style. Just call them at 489-8400 to make your appointment between now and July 1st. That's this Friday. Looking ahead to next week, you don't want to miss a special celebration of Independence Day with the Ditchfield Family Singers. This is a free event that everyone is invited to attend. This family will display their wonderful musical ability and recreate classic tunes from the Broadway stage, stirring spirituals, and inspirational songs. You'll enjoy patriotic anthems and melodies as the Ditchfield Family Singers present their amazing show entitled Songs America Sings. The concert will take place inside the Village Church at 1:15, and you can enjoy a complimentary dessert before the concert at 12:30. So come out and celebrate the 4th with us. And finally, we want to let you know that the Promenade Cafe at the Woodlands will be closed Monday, July 4th for the season and will reopen on Tuesday, September 6th. So be sure to make your way to the Woodlands Commons for that last bite of delicious gelato or tasty sandwich before Monday. And now, Assisted Living Activity Supervisor Morgan Clayman will talk about an exciting new program coming to Shell Point entitled Memories in the Making. It's a fun way for those suffering with dementia and Alzheimer's disease to participate in the arts as a way to improve their quality of life. Here's Morgan with all the details.
Hi, I'm Morgan Clayman, Assisted Living Activity Supervisor, and I'm here to share with you news about an exciting new program offering. Across the country, those suffering with dementia and Alzheimer's disease are participating in the arts as a way to improve quality of life and build connections, even in the mid to late stages of the disease process. Recently, Shell Point staff teamed up with the Florida Gulf Coast chapter of the Alzheimer's Association for a training of Memories in the Making art therapy program. Memories in the Making is ideal for residents with mid-stage dementia who have little to no artistic experience. Participants use art as a way to regain the ability to communicate and share feelings and thoughts that often can be difficult for the individual to share. Creative expression occurs through reminiscing and multiple art mediums, including watercolors and pastels. This newfound involvement in the arts is known to promote engagement and improve quality of life for those with cognitive impairments and their caregivers. The art projects create a sense of accomplishment and purpose. Engaging therapeutic techniques show these individuals that their stories and feelings have value and are of interest to others. Benefits of Memories in the Making can include improved self-esteem through creation of something of value, focusing on what the participant can do, not skills that have been lost, opportunities to socialize, a sense of accomplishment achieved in a failure-free atmosphere, satisfying a need for meaningful activities, productive outlets for emotions, increased attention span and focus, activation of brain neurons, recollection and expression of past memories, and reconnecting with loved ones. With encouragement from a trained art facilitator, these new artists glide their brushes on paper, forming meaningful works of art. Participants in this program can feel a real sense of accomplishment while living with memory loss. By focusing on emotional memories, the art becomes their voice. The Memories in the Making program will be offered as a weekly class over a 6-week period, starting at 1 p.m. on Friday, July 22nd. As part of the Arbor Day Respite Program, the activity is free to any Shell Point Life Care resident. Space is extremely limited, so if you are interested in having your loved one participate, please call Pat Turner at 225-2921 to begin the registration process.
Technology is affecting everyone these days. Thanks to computers, smartphones, tablets, and social media, we are all more in touch with each other just by simply touching a glass screen. Not too many years ago, Apple came on the scene with these amazing electronic devices, and with them came the desire and need to learn how to use them. Thankfully, here at Shell Point, you can stop by the Apple iPad, iPhone, or Mac Computer Clinic on Fridays and get quick help and answers to your questions from those who are in the know. Here's Terry Kolath and Penny Modrich to talk about the clinic and how it can be beneficial to Shell Point's Apple device users.
Hello, everyone. I am here today with Penny Modrich of Nautilus, more commonly known as the lady with the iPad. Thanks for joining me, Penny.
Well, thank you for inviting me, Terry.
We can't think of iPads without thinking about Penny Modrich.
Thank you.
By popular demand, T3 is proud to announce the return of the iPad clinic. I love how you say, just like a medical urgent care center.
Exactly. That's the way they should think of it. It's not a class. You're not going to come in and sit there and be instructed or lectured to, or even a total class of how to do something. It's going to be for those who have a problem, a question, and they want to come in and just talk to a person, get an answer, and go home.
And urgent is really a good word for this, because when you're learning how to use an iPad and you can't do what you want to do, you want to know now. You don't want to wait until next week or next month or next semester.
Sometimes that's all it takes is one question. You say, okay, now I can go on from there, and because I know how to do something else, but that was the one thing I was stuck on. Get an answer, go home, and enjoy your iPad.
How are you going to handle that? Are you going to do it all by yourself?
Oh, heavens no. I'm going to have assistants, as I did last year. I had 6 to 8 of them who would come in and be very happy to go one-on-one with the resident, and then if they could not solve their problem or had further questions, they were either referred to me, or we could even just refer them to Apple company, just to the store, so that they could get an answer. We just want to help them get an answer, because you shouldn't feel frustrated. You have the world in your hands in an iPad. You really do. You know that.
That is so true.
And it's frustrating if you just are stuck in one spot and you need to go on from there. And that's why I want to do that.
Well, I think probably, I'm sure that part of the reason why Penny Modrich is such a happy, generous person and loves what she does is because you really know how much you do for people.
Well,
it's wonderful.
I try my best.
That's great.
We do everything we can.
Thanks so much.
Thank you, Terry.
And now it's time to cover all today's happenings, Academy news, menus, and Village Church connections.
Welcome to the Happenings segment of Shell Point TV. I'm Bev Chandley.
And I'm Caitlin Vanscoy.
We're going to tell you the activities going on here today, but before that, I want to remind you that the Shell Point Life magazine comes out today, so watch for that, and be sure to sign up for the activities you're interested in tomorrow. Today we start with the House Connections class at 7:15. Bend, breathe, and balance. That's in the Tarpon Room on the island. The Men's Golf Association will be at the Shell Point Golf Club at 8 o'clock. Also at 8 o'clock, the Round Robin Tennis will be going on at the Woodlands. Our Paddlers Club will be meeting at the Kayak Storage to leave at 8:30 for their weekly trip. And at 9:15, Shuffleboard will be played at the Shuffleboard Courts. Current Events Group will be in the Game Room of the Woodlands at 9:30. Also at 9:30, we have the Ladies Match Play Tennis down at the Woodlands. We have Introduction to Beginning Line Dancing in the Tarpon Room at 9:45. At 10:15, we have Basic Line Dancing in the Tarpon Room. And that's our last morning activity. Caitlin, what's going on this afternoon?
Well, Bev, we start at 12:45 with Mahjong in the Library Lounge. At 1:15, Samba the Card Game will be played in the Resident Activity Center. That's followed by Fun and Fitness at 1:45 in the Community Room of King's Crown. At 2 o'clock, the Stamp Ministry will be in the Stamp Room. And we move to 4 o'clock for the Seamstress. She'll be here in the Osprey Room. Alcoholics Anonymous will be meeting at 4:30 in the Sable Room of the Woodlands. And at 6:30, Pinochle will be played in the Library Lounge. Our last Thursday activity is 7 o'clock, Trailblazers Bible Study. That'll be meeting in the Game Room of the Woodlands. Well, we're so happy you joined us here today. We'll see you right back here tomorrow.
Hello, I'm Terry Kolath with your Academy information for Thursday, the last day of June. At 4:30, the history of the United States to 1815 concludes with Session 5 in the Grand Cypress Room of the Woodlands. You can sign up right at the door. We have 2 new classes tomorrow. One is Academy on the Go number 5. The answers are in the ocean. Moat Marine Laboratory is our destination. We also have that iPad, iPhone, Mac free walk-in clinic.
Menus for Thursday. In the Crystal Room, the Crystal Platter is coconut curry chicken with basmati rice and roasted vegetables. The dinner special is the Crystal Carving Board for $15.95. The soup of the day is potato leek. In the Island Cafe, the sandwich special is clam strips on a grilled New England roll with coleslaw for $7.75. Dinner specials on the Palm Grill are shrimp pomodoro for $16.95 or steak Diane for $17.95. All menus are available 24 hours a day at www.shellpoint.net.
Welcome to Village Church Connections. I'm David Pavey. Growing up in England, where we played cowboys and Indians on occasion, long after such battles were relegated to history, stories of cowboys in the Wild West still fire my imagination. I was intrigued, therefore, by the following incident, which was picked up by a number of news media just a few days ago. As a woman exited a Walmart store at the Eagle Point Shopping Center in Oregon, she noticed that someone was stealing her bicycle. "He's stealing my bike! He's stealing my bike!" she screamed as the culprit rode off. Well, not to worry. Robert Borba, 28, a rancher who was on his way to California to brand cattle, heard the woman's cries and saw the thief taking off on the bicycle. Borba quickly opened his horse trailer, took out his trusty steed Long John, and gave chase, lasso at the ready. The thief, meanwhile, struggling with the bike's gears and seeing the cowboy on his horse in hot pursuit, ditched the bike and tried to run on foot. He didn't get far, however. The cowboy grabbed his rope and let it fly, lassoing the robber. The rope slipped over his head, down his body, and then Borba pulled it tight around his ankles and dragged him to the end of the parking lot where the cowboy kept the thief tied up by keeping tension on the lasso until the police arrived on the scene and arrested the 22-year-old transient from Seattle on a misdemeanor charge. Now, you won't be surprised to hear me say that this incident made me think of a Bible story. At the burning bush, God called Moses to deliver the Hebrew slaves from Egypt. But Moses protested. "What if they don't believe me or listen to me? What if they say, 'The Lord never appeared to you'?" Then the Lord asked him, "What is that in your hand, Moses?" "A shepherd's staff," Moses replied. "Throw it down on the ground," the Lord told him. So Moses threw down the staff, and it turned into a snake. Moses jumped back, and the Lord told him, "Reach out and grab its tail." So Moses reached out, grabbed it, and it turned back into a shepherd's staff in his hand. What is that in your hand? In other words, God was going to use what was in the hand of Moses to authenticate his message. What's that in your hand? Do you have a special interest, gift, skill? Let God use it for his purpose. I know of a Latino road repair worker in Denver who couldn't speak much English but could make the best tamales imaginable. During the workday, as children came out of their homes to watch him, he would send them home with a hot tamale, instructing them to tell their mothers, "Jesus loves you, have a tamale." He had a tamale in his hand. I know of a Mennonite missionary from Pennsylvania who went to Europe and didn't yet know the language, but she made the best jam you can imagine. So she made jam, and she visited all the apartments in her block, offering them her special jam and a message of God's love. She had jam jars in her hand. I know of a gifted singer in Senegal, a land that loves music, who used his talent to bless people and introduce them to Jesus. I know of a pastor in Indonesia who endeared himself to a hostile community by producing exotic coffee. He had coffee in his hand. So what's that in your hand? It may not be a shepherd's staff, or a lasso, or a tamale, or a jar of jam, but you have some interest, gift, or skill that God can use to help you connect with other people and to bless them. Now, you're probably not a preacher or a prophet, but you have something that makes you stand out from the crowd that God can use to bless others. Cowboy Robert Borba knew he couldn't run fast, but he could ride a fast horse and he could use a lasso. His example challenges me. What is that in your hand? And thank you for tuning in once again to Village Church Connections.
Thanks for joining us for today's program. Tune in again tomorrow when we will talk about the importance of Independence Day, have a few laughs, and we'll bring you the top stories from the week. Until then, this has been Shell Point Today for Thursday, June 30th. I'm Adam Brown, thanking you for joining us today, and we look forward to seeing you again tomorrow.